Good?
Fortune favours the brave.
There you go, off to Tanzania.
Morning.
How are you?
Welcome aboard.
Thanks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Fast jet, flight number FN205 to Osaka and Harare is now ready for boarding.
Traffic. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no problem.
I like your floggy.
Follow the teacher.
Follow.
Follow the teacher.
Follow.
Follow the teacher.
Okay, yes. Okay, thank you. Jump like a Masai. Jump like a Masai. Okay, very good. Go to assemble. Run, go to assemble, all of you. Run up. Very good. Go to assemble, run.
Asante sana.
Okay, run, Danny.
So the need for the poor children here is quite high. So still there's a problem of 9 students. They need like an urgent sponsorship for now, while we are looking for the long-term solution of having a sponsorship farm where we can now have our money to sponsor the rest of the students.
So this is the bricks that they have made that they hope to build the school with.
Yes, and these there are 30,000 bricks made for construction in the school, and these are enough to build one classroom and an office. And they have got more than this to build even 3 more classrooms. And all these have been made by the community themselves, have been put here to burn by themselves to become more strong for construction.
Okay, so we're at the permaculture farm.
We're at the permaculture farm, where the Heaven Village community is growing beans. What they've done here, you can see in your right hand side, they've cultivated the beans, and your left hand side, the land is uncultivated. That is crop rotation. Like this year, they will do nothing and just prepare manure for that side. And this side, because the beans are nitrogen fixing plants, so they are planting this plant this year. They will harvest to get money, but also they will leave the soil very fertile for planting other plants like maize and others.
Yeah.
So next year, beans will be planted the other side,
Yeah.
while this part will be planted maize. So it will be fertile that land. But also in this farm, they are not just planting nitrogen-fixing plants. Also, they use composite manure, which is made from local materials. They don't need to go to the shop to buy anything to make the composite manure. They just use ash, animal droppings, grasses, that's all. 3.5 acres of land for this area.
3.5 acres they have.
Yes,
Yeah.
they've grown these beans. And their aim is to make money, to enrich the soil with with the manure, but also to make the money. And all money will go towards sustainability of the school, which they hope they will build.
So by having the crops, they then sell the crops,
Yes.
and that creates money for the school to
Yes.
be able to keep the school going. So everything's
Yeah.
turning over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
And also with the school, they've said they just need industrial materials. Like they need iron sheets, iron bars, cement, maybe nails, roofing woods, and paint. Bricks, labor cost, and sand, like all that will come from their own. They use their effort to do that, and also some money from the farm.
So there's so much planting here. It must take a long time. There's a lot of work gone into planting all this. Like it's say 3.5 acres.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work that's gone into it.
It's not. It's yes, a lot of work. 3.5 acres planting by one person is a lot of work. But the way they are doing this Heaven community is marvelous. It's like they come all the village here, like 100 people, and then dancing here, cooking here, playing, and that can take only 3 or 4 days. That's all.
To plant this whole area.
To plant the whole area, to cultivate the plant and everything. They are doing it like something celebrating for, oh, we want to have a school, so we have to plant the beans that we can sustain our school. It's like celebration for them.
Right.
Yeah, so we've just come back. We've been walking for an hour and a half through the bush there, and to see the farm, and just to say I'm exhausted and feeling a little bit, just a little bit weak now. And it's just unbelievable to think that the children here have to walk 2.5 hours to school and then 2.5 hours back in the evening, or more sometimes. So yeah, just it would be so wonderful if we could get a school together here in heaven for the children of the area.
So we've just come to the village of Kigunsera, another one of the Hoja projects. Can you tell us a bit about this village, Oswin?
Yeah, Kigonsera village is really big. It's really big and has got over 5,000 people living in Kigonsera. And the village borders another village called Mkako, where a lot of mining activities are taking place. Due to that, this village is highly affected by HIV. And the group you can see here is called Huruma Women Group. And all of them are HIV positive, and most of them are widows. They came to ask for permaculture training that it can save their lives. Because at that time, they were just at home, they were not able to afford food, they were not able to afford medication, they were not able to afford even clothing, sending children to school, they were not able even getting transport fare to go to take the ARVs. And after coming, we agreed to do the training. After that, they started by doing beans plantation. They were very successful. And in the same year, they did again beans plantation and maize plantation. And they got really enough money. From there, they are doing 3 crops each year. They are doing beans, they are doing maize, and they are doing onions every year.
And this means then that they can afford the antiviral drugs that they need.
Soon after this permaculture training, after all this farming, now all of the things are okay. Like they can afford transport fare to the ARV, they can afford now transport to get medication, they can afford food, they get quality and enough food. So now they are happy, as you can see. Before they were ill, they were not able to walk, they were not able to dance, but now they are very energetic, they can dance, they can walk, they are okay.
So without the permaculture training and the selling of the crops, many of these people would probably not be alive now. Is that correct?
I'm sure they could lost a lot of lives, but from after permaculture, no one has been lost. But before then, they were keeping dying and dying and dying.
Okay, and you mentioned an interesting thing earlier that they did so well with their beans here that they funded another group, another villagers training.
The Huruma Women Group, there's another group of the same type, all are HIV positive in Matenje, near Mbamba Bay. So this Huruma group, after being very successful, they said to us, can you also do the same thing to our group in Mbamba Bay? We said, oh, Hoja said we don't have enough fund to do that. I said, no problem. We have got enough fund from beans and maize and onions. We can fund it ourselves. And they gave us 1.9 million shillings to train the other group in Mbamba Bay. And they did. This is the group which funded. It's not Hoja, it's themselves. So we just started with this group. From this group, they made other groups in Mbamba Bay.
And the funding that they got for the permaculture training that then obviously helped grow these beans, that came from Ireland, from Ardmore?
Yeah.
Yep.
All of that came from Ardmore village.
So all of the original funding that was here came from Ardmore village.
Ardmore village.
And now the village is completely sort of running on its own steam as such, yeah?
I can say the generous people from Ardmore have saved the life of all of these people here.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
these lives have been saved by Ardmore village.
and now they, like I was saying, now they don't need any more funding because they're self-sufficient as such. So
they are self-sufficient, as I said, they are even able to support other groups of women. So they are learning themselves. We don't give any more funding in this village. After that education, they can now get their own food. Everything is okay with them. And the Hoja office, in here we are 5 people. some might not be here. It's me, the director of the organization, with Mr. Max, the coordinator of the organization, Mr. Elisha, the operation manager of the organization. We've got a girl who's not here now called Gertrude, who is an accountant, who's keeping all the records about the finances. We've got another girl called Kulthum, who's the secretary, working with typing all the things.
So just to sort of explain the structure of the organisation as such then, you've got 5 people working full-time.
Yes.
From this office.
Yes.
And then the other people working for Hoja are volunteers, is that right?
It's like this. We've got 5 people working in the head office full-time. We've got teachers in all of the schools working full-time. And we've got volunteers. For example, we've got a permaculture coordinator, Mr. Chisote, who's not now here, should be in the field. He's volunteering. So it's just paid like maybe subsistence allowance or facilitation fees. And we've got some other who are also volunteering, like the performance group, the Hoja talent group, people like them. So that's the structure, how it works.
I think we probably spoke about this before, but how do you make a salary? How do you get for the 5 people that are working here? How do you get paid to live yourselves?
Yeah, we are doing sustainability projects in this office. We have got sustainable farming. I mean, we are having farms to sustain the office, and we have got cows. I'll show you. We have got chicken. We have got that machine. That's photograph machine. We're using that one. People in schools mostly are coming here to type the exams, to print here, to photocopy, and the money is used also for this office salaries and management of the office. So the farms, the cows, the goat, the fish, and all that, and that machine is making us.
So again, it's self-sustaining. Like if somebody was to make a donation to the Hoja, that doesn't get spent on costs like administration or salaries. That will go to a specific,
to the project,
to start a specific project.
Any donation from any donor is not going to the administration cost. The donation will go straight to the project. We are having our sustainability projects for the administration. I can say we planted a seed, and now the seed has been watered, has grown. They are now learning themselves. As they've been singing on the song, Mama Hoja has planted a seed, and they are watering it, now has got fruits.